2018 Volkswagen Golf Alltrack review. Golf goodness with cavernous cargo space. A great option to larger, taller crossovers. With all-wheel drive, a cavernous cargo area and familiar golf goodness, the 2018 Volkswagen Golf Alltrack provides a compelling substitute for similarly priced crossovers. If you like thinking about a Golf wagon but need all-wheel drive, now is your option. The formula is not hard. Add 1 foot of length on the Golf hatchback's cargo area and have 24% more space in turn. In real numbers, which means 66.5 cubic feet of space to cart stuff with all the rear seats folded. That's the sort of space usually afforded by compact SUVs and crossovers. Add a powerful turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, a low and ergonomically friendly interior, and traditional Volkswagen comfort, and also the Alltrack makes an excellent option for the crossover averse or anyone who just prefers the sleeker wagon look. Despite the name and rugged style, and in many cases the presence of an off-road drive mode, the Alltrack isn't a true adventure machine designed to take you distant the highway. It sits somewhat higher off the ground compared to Golf Sportwagen, which it's spaced enough to deal with modest trails, but you will discover better choices. The Subaru Outback, one example, is when your needs include backcountry exploration. But for overall comfort and utility devoid of the traditional bulk or height of your crossover, the Alltrack can be a winner. What's new? The 2018 Volkswagen Golf Alltrack receives more standard equipment. Updates include standard automatic headlights about the base S model, standard forward collision warning and automatic emergency braking for same models, plus a suite of now standard driver aids for top trimsel that have been previously optional. Both SE and SL trims experience an updated 8-inch touchscreen infotainment display. VW has removed some features in the last year's mid-level SE trim, however, including adaptive cruise control plus an automatic parking system. The base Golf Alltrack S comes well equipped, but stretching to discover the SE if you possibly could. It costs more but incorporates most on the features you need in a tiny wagon, including standard driver safety assist features, frontal collision warning with emergency braking, and features say, for example, a panoramic sunroof, keyless ignition and entry, and VW's latest infotainment system. Trim levels and features. The 2018 Volkswagen Golf Alltrack also comes in 3 trim levels, S, SE and SL. The base S is quite well equipped and provides most all you need for an active lifestyle car, including roof rails, heated seats and side mirrors, a rear view camera, Bluetooth and smartphone integration. Stepping up for the SE brings an enormous sunroof, keyless entry and ignition, as well as a better head unit. As you move the SL dials it down with nicer wheels, power seats along with a navigation system. All Golf Alltracks are powered by the turbocharged 1.8-litre 4-cylinder engine, 170 horsepower, 199 pound-feet torque, accessible with all-wheel drive. The S and SE come standard, that is a 6-speed manual transmission. Realize that engine torque is fixed to 184 lb-ft here. This will let you 6-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission, dubbed DSG in Volkswagen speak, just as one option. The automatic comes standard on SL. Standard features around the S include 17-inch alloy wheels, automatic headlights, fog lights, LED daytime running lights, heated side mirrors, roof rails, a leather-wrapped controls, simulated leather upholstery, heated front seats with manual adjustment and power recline, 6040 split folding rear seats having a center pass-through, and ambient cabin lighting. Also standard certainly are a rear view camera, a 6.5-inch touchscreen infotainment display, Bluetooth, VW's CarNet communications, and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration. The base sound system includes 8 speakers, a CD player, satellite and HD radio, and auxiliary audio, USB and SD card inputs. Moving up to your Seat's automatic wipers, heated windshield washer nozzles, a panoramic sunroof, keyless entry and ignition, a 115-volt outlet within the cargo area, as well as an updated infotainment system with 8-inch touchscreen interface. Driver aids include forward collision warning and automatic emergency braking. The top-level sill builds around the safe features with 18-inch alloy wheels, front and back parking sensors, dual-zone automatic climate control, a power-adjustable driver's seat, a navigation system, plus a Fender premium sound system, which adds a subwoofer and upgraded sound. New for 2018 can be a full complement of ordinary driver aids, including adaptive cruise control, adaptive headlights that bend in side direction with the car's turn, automatic high beams, lane departure warning with an automatic parking system. Blind spot monitoring with rear cross traffic alert is optional with the SE along with diesel, but delayed availability from VW. Trim tested. Each vehicle typically also comes in multiple versions that happen to be fundamentally similar. The S with this review use our full test with the 2017 Volkswagen Golf Alltrack turbo 1.8 litres inline 4, 6-speed dual-clutch automatic, AWD. Driving. The Alltrack is around 300 pounds heavier than the usual Golf Sportwagen with front-wheel drive. Therefore the turbo engine doesn't feel quite as punchy as well as the handling is blunted. But it's still a confidence-inspiring road car. It's not really an off-road vehicle despite its butch styling. Acceleration. You get smooth acceleration from VW's 1.8-litre turbo, but 170 horsepower isn't much for just a 3,500-pound car. It's hardly slow, but even if you give it a decent quantity of throttle within the city, the Alltrack isn't in a very particular hurry. At the test track, its 060 miles per hour time was 7.1 seconds. Braking. The brake pedal is firm, which isn't typical for Volkswagens, but it is definitely a plus inside the Alltrack. You get a large amount of braking response quickly after depressing the pedal. At the test track, the Alltrack stopped from 60 miles per hour in 114 feet, an impressively short distance. Steering. The steering is quite well weighted and tuned into quick movements, with decent feel on center, but otherwise it's vague. We wouldn't refer to this as steering engaging, but a majority of pros should realize it's perfectly acceptable. As a bonus, the tire is chunky and seamless comfort in your hands. Handling. The Alltrack handles corners relatively well, yet it's not as sporty since the standard Golf. There's noticeable body roll when making the round turns, and also the Alltrack's higher center of gravity doesn't help. It's competent, that is about it. Driveability. The automatic transmission is sluggish to have interaction from a stop and often feels indecisive in parking situations. But once underway, it upshifts so quickly and smoothly that this tachometer needle could possibly be your only indication it's doing something. Overall, this is an easy car drive and automobile. Comfort. Although the crossover-inspired styling suggests a cushy ride, it isn't the case. The Alltrack is tautly sprung, thus it can feel somewhat stiff and beyond sorts on broken pavement. The seats are snug, though, and overall refinement is really a strong point. Seat comfort. The seats in this top trimsel test car were relatively more comfortable with firm but supportive bolstering. The seat bottoms, both at the start and within the rear, are relatively flat, so that your legs may grow tired on ultra-long journeys. Ride comfort. Impacts make their way into the cabin inside a sharp and muffled manner, however the Alltrack's ride is normally pretty good, Bigger wheels mean shorter tire sidewalls, to help you feel a lot of the rocks and bumps underneath you. Big dips don't upset the ride much. Noise and vibration. Depending for the road surface, here's the average amount of road noise for the highway, but wind noise is noticeable. Put the stereo on the faintest of volume and you will drown out most noise. The engine stays relatively quiet in just about all scenarios. Climate control. Climate control is often a set-at-hand for jet heat exercise. Put the Golf at 74 degrees and you may be comfortable regardless how warm it truly is outside. The heated seats limber up in average time, but heat is just not distributed very evenly. Interior. A large cabin with ample glass and also a simple, sensible control layout of the Alltrack's interior, a nice, user-friendly environment. We'd only ask to get a roomier rear seat having a higher bench, which you may find in many similarly priced crossovers. Ease people. The buttons are quite obvious, clearly labelled and well located. The Alltrack's cabin is probably not as fancy as some rivals' cabins, however its simplicity and ease of usage are refreshing. Nothing fussy, just strong fundamentals. Getting in, jetting out. Tall seat bolsters notwithstanding, you may pretty much slide straight into the Alltrack. The rear doors possess a relatively narrow opening, and when the front seat is pushed back for any tall driver, there isn't much room for the rear passenger to squeeze behind. Driving position. You don't possess a tall, commanding view in the road because you do within a crossover, though the driving position is simply as good as it is within a standard Golf. The power-adjustable seats plus the tilt-handless coping controls with plenty of range mean drivers of all sizes will get comfy easily. Roominess. Rear passenger space is in a premium relative not only to competitive crossovers but also towards the Outback. With the tall driver settled in, the spine passenger's shins may rub against the leading seat back. The front compartment, around the other hand, is airy and spacious. Visibility. The tall windows plus the large windshield mean good visibility all over. With the panoramic sunroof, you may have great skyward visibility, too. A small gripe is that this rear view side mirrors are oddly shaped and limit visibility of what's happening alongside you. Quality. The rear door panels use hard plastic right up on the windowsill, unlike the softly trimmed panels right in front. Likewise, the low dashboard wears a tough, shiny plastic covering that's not nearly VW's usual standards. Everything seems nicely put together, though, without the need of squeaks or rattles. Utility. Impressive cargo space puts the Alltrack within a league with numerous small crossovers. This is a cinch to fold the trunk seat backs flat if you are loading cargo. We also just like the nifty two-position sliding cargo cover. There's not much room for assorted items when riding beforehand, though. Small item storage. The decent-sized cup holders as well as the small door pockets mean there's adequate although not abundant room for one's stuff. The flip door ashtray area in front with the shift lever continues to be converted into a mobile phone shelf, convenient for stashing and connecting a telephone, nevertheless it limits space for storing. Cargo space. The 30.4 cubic feet of cargo space behind the trunk seats is virtually SUV level, as is also the maximum 66.5 cubic feet once you fold the back seat backs down. Those seatbacks conveniently flip forward via release handles on either side with the cargo area, so there isn't any need to walk around on the back seat. Child safety seat accommodation. The two exposed latch points on each rear outboard seat are really easy to reach and connect a child seat to. But the limited rear seat room will certainly prevent you from accommodating larger child seats inside back. Technology. The Golf's infotainment system is updated for 2018, and lots of driver safety aids are offered. The voice control technique is relatively simple. Audio and navigation. The standard touchscreen isn't most user-friendly interface, however it is all the features you will want. The upgrade system features a bigger screen. Smartphone integration. Sophisticated smartphone capability is anchored by Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration. Compatibility with apps, for example Pandora, Spotify and TuneIn Internet Radio, is really a plus. Driver aids. Our test car had adaptive cruise control, forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, parking assistance, and blind spot and lane departure warnings. All those systems operated well during our test without getting overly sensitive or intrusive.